with another episode of Conversations and Connections. We're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart Burson, the prevention coordinator for the agency, and we have taken the podcast on the road, and we're here at Angelina College talking with Gerardo Valladares. He's the manager of student life, and also Daisy Brumley, the director of student affairs. And I was kind of joking with Gerardo before we went on. I think I've been on him for about 6 months now to do this podcast, and it's finally happening.
I'm finally here. Thank you for the invite.
So what I really want to talk to you guys about today is the roles each of you have and exactly what is student affairs and student life, because so much of the college experience is more than just what's in the classroom and the strict academics. It's a whole culture and a whole thing that these students are experiencing, you know? So let's first talk about the roles each of you have at Angelina College. What's the purpose of having a Department of Student Affairs or campus life? And either Gerardo or Daisy, I'll hand it off to whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, I can start out. I think our main focus really is just enhancing the overall student experience outside of the classroom. Our purpose is to support students on a personal level, social level, and academic development. So it's really hitting all of those key areas and making the students feel at home here, feeling a part of something, a part of a family here. And so that's what makes our jobs here so enjoyable, because we get to provide that to the students.
Yeah. Do you think it... is there a difference, you think, for having this role at a 2-year college like Angelina College versus a university like SFA? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a little different. I think students coming right out of high school, some will come to a community college and it's their first time away. First time away from their parents, first time away from home, and they are trying to find themselves. Yeah. They are trying to find groups that they have the same interest in. And I think, again, like I said before, I think that's what we provide here. I say it every day, I think we have the best job on campus, truly. Yeah. We get to just have them feel at home, have them find their community here. Right. Have them, create clubs for their interests and things like that. And so we get to kind of build their confidence up as students, and then we have the great job of watching them graduate here and then moving on to a 4-year university. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a great transition. A lot of the students that I've talked to this semester, they come from small towns, very small towns. So for them to come to AC, they view it as a big college. But when you really compare it to different universities, you know that it's really not a huge university, right? College. So for them, it's very good for them to come to AC, experience college, and then transition to a 4-year university. Yeah.
So how important is it to have a connection with students on campus that isn't academic? And when I say that, I don't want to, of course, I'm not dismissing the academic side of it, because that's why they're here, obviously. But it's, like I said earlier, I think it's more to the student experience than just going to class. It's having these extracurricular activities, belonging to a club, having activities. Gerardo, I know just from working with you on campus, you're constantly doing something for these students. Yes. Some type of activity, a game night or something.
Yeah, so we try to cover almost every group that you can think of, whether it's traditional students, non-traditional students, online students. We have a large population of online students. So we try to do events for all those different groups. We want to make sure that all these students have something to do on campus. We don't want to just focus on one group. So yes, it's very, very important for students to do activities, events, clubs, organizations. It doesn't really have to be on the academic side. but I think also students are looking for something that they can be a part of, like a family, a group, uh, a sense of belonging. So that's what we're offering all these clubs, different opportunities for them to join. But they're also looking for a mentor, a friend, someone they can talk to. A lot of times this week I met with a lot of students just to talk because they wanted to open up. They wanted to tell me their story and get advice. So I think that's the best part of my job is meeting with the students and talking to them.
Well, and I will say, because a place for students to meet where we are right now, this is kind of still fairly new space for you guys. We're here on the AC campus at where oh my gosh, help me out. The Conference Center. I think I've said it about a dozen times today, and all of a sudden it escaped me. Y'all, where the new Conference Center is, and so I mean, we're here at a conference table, but there's couches. I see gaming consoles, TVs everywhere. So I'm assuming you have this place for students if they just want to come, take a break between classes or whatever. They have a nice space to do it, or if they want to feel more comfortable talking to you about something. If they don't want to do that in your office, y'all can do something out here.
Absolutely. So yes, we're adding a lot of stuff. So you can see we have arcade games, we have PS5s we use for tournaments. We have a bracket that we use for other tournaments like ping pong tournament. We want to do pickleball and open up the gym for students just to hang out and have a cool space in between classes, for the same purpose, to build community, to build their own group.
Yeah, I think the main goal of moving to this new location was really giving them that space, that hangout area on campus where everybody can go. And I think one of the unique things that this space brings is several different types and groups of students from all walks of life, right? And they come in here and they play together and they interact together, and that is what's so fulfilling, is to see them really kind of, maybe talk to different groups that maybe they wouldn't have, or learn about different things from other students about, their interests or the clubs that they're in. And like Gerardo said, it's just a cool space for them to come, relax, outside of academics.
Yeah.
So we know academics is number one. Of course, we want it, but it's that balance, right?
Sure,
you want to come learn and kind of look at your future and take the classes to get you where you need to go in life. But you also want to have fun during that journey as well.
So let's talk about student organizations. How many organizations are you guys directly? Do y'all kind of oversee every student organization that there is on campus, or there's just a certain number of organizations that you're directly involved with?
Yes, so we oversee all these student organizations, different clubs. In previous years, we didn't have as many. We probably had 5, 6. So this year, we added 25 more. So we have a total of 30. 30. We, like I mentioned before,
Can you handle all of that?
Well, the cool thing about it is that every organization has an advisor or a sponsor.
Okay.
It has to be an AC employee, a full-time AC employee, and they oversee that organization. And the cool thing is that everybody comes together at different events, and we can do reports, we can do big events as a family, right? So we don't really focus on one organization or club, except for 2 that I oversee.
Okay, which are those? What are those 2 that you personally oversee?
Yeah, so Student Government Association and Phi Theta Kappa, the honor society here on campus.
Okay, so how's the Student Government Association? I know it was kind of active, then it kind of it wasn't for a while. Are you trying to get that up and moving again to where you have some active students involved?
Yeah, so unfortunately during COVID, it kind of died.
I think a lot of stuff happened during COVID for sure.
Yeah, so 2 years ago when I took over, we tried different things just to get it going again, and we're finally getting to that place where we want to be. We have around 15 to 20 students.
Wow.
They're all from different parts of the college, different departments. So I think we can pretty much say that every area of the college is covered. We want to make sure all students are heard. Any concerns, any questions, any suggestions to make the college better, we do that at the meetings. And if we find a problem or an issue here on campus, we try to find a solution.
Yeah.
Take it up to management, and if it gets approved, we get a cool little project we get to work on.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the different kinds of events and activities that you have for the students. I'm not asking you if you can't, like, give me your plans for the fall semester, but I know, again, working with you in the past with you guys, you always have something going on. Before we've been involved with y'all with bingo, in the cafeteria during lunchtime. There's been different types of tabling events in front of the student center and things like that. What are some of the things that you kind of have in the works or planned for the students this year?
Yeah, so I want to say the biggest events that we do are new student orientation. We just did that one. We had over 300 students. It was a great turnout. Students were very excited about coming to campus, joining, doing different events. Then we had Welcome Week. This week we had ice cream outside with the students, faculty, staff. We did a game called Battle Shots, and that was pretty fun. It's like horse when you play basketball. I'm sure you're familiar with that one. Today we had a talent show. We had a great turnout. We had around 10 students participate and show their talents. But in the future, we're going to have bingo in the cafeteria again, karaoke. They love those, and we love giving prizes away. So we're going to keep that going. But also online students, we're going to keep doing. We did the Wheel of Fortune, and then we did a similar game to Family Feud. So we do those kind of events just to enhance the student experience. Let's see.
We also have this wonderful event that we have supported by the President's Office, which is the Spring Picnic. So we think that it's important for our faculty, staff, and students to have an event together, to kind of come together. And so normally it's a Western theme. I think we're changing it up this year, but one year it was Western. We had a mechanical bull in the cafeteria.
I remember
We
that.
saw staff, faculty, and students doing that. We had line dancing in the cafeteria. So it was a really great way for us to be around the students in that different environment, right? Outside the classroom, laughing, joking, learning new things together. And so, I mean, that's really the goal of these events, right?
Gerardo, I know you mentioned earlier about having someone for the students to come talk to and everything. What do you have in place for students who may need to talk to someone if they would need the services? And I'm not trying to, be a downer on everything, but what if you've determined they may need the services of the Family Crisis Center? Let's say that something happened to them. Where can the students go, or who can they come talk to if they have an issue like that?
Yes. So I want to say before that, we have staff, faculty, always open to talk, to talking to the students. Our success coaches are great at talking to the students. We're always open. Our doors are always open if the students want to come talk to us. But we also have a counselor here on campus during the week that students may go visit, talk with confidence that, that information will stay there. They can find it in Hudgens Hall Monday through Thursday, 11 to 2, or 8 to 11.
We've also implemented a Roadrunner referral process. So we have educated our staff and faculty that if they see students in need, that they can make a direct referral.
Right.
And so what will happen is that referral will come to our office, and then we will meet with a student personally to kind of see what services they're needing, whether that is, the food market, financial assistance, Family Crisis Center, Burke, whatever the case may be. We're always willing to find those resources that maybe we don't have internally outside that we can refer that student for.
Right. Well, that's one reason I've always been grateful for y'all is allowing the Family Crisis Center to come on campus. Pretty much, if I call Gerardo up and say, hey, we'd like to have a table there on Tuesday, is it okay?
Yes.
I don't think he's ever said, no, you can't do it on that day. And I just think it's really, we're grateful for that. And I think it shows the community partnerships that we can have with you guys to help students that may need our services. And for any other agency that's out there, Burke or whoever, to be able to come on campus and let students know, hey, we're here. These are the services we can provide you guys.
Right.
So before we wrap things up, I'm going to kind of throw you all a curve because this is not on our outline. Gerard, I'm going to start with you. What got you involved in this line of work? What did little Gerardo want to do when he grew up? What were your goals and how did you find yourself here?
Okay, yeah. So I went to college for criminal justice. So I have a passion to help people in general. And then I went into the field. I was a probation officer for 2 years, and I realized that those people didn't want to talk to me. So I found Angelina College. I'm an alumni, so I went to school here.
Okay.
I knew the atmosphere. I knew how it worked. And I knew that students were hungry to learn, to find someone to mentor them. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity for me to help the students. Okay. So I'm doing what I love doing, helping people. Great. But never in a million years did I dream or thought that I was going to be here at Angelina College working.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Daisy, what about you? What's your story?
So I graduated high school, and I knew I wanted to go to college. I started my college here at Angelina College. I was a first-generation college student for my family. I came from a family that didn't have a lot of money. And so when I first came to Angelina College, the help that I received here was amazing, even back in 2006, right? They helped me apply for FAFSA. They helped me through that transition of learning the campus because I came from a small high school. And ever since then, I knew that I wanted to be that person to help. I did go into healthcare and worked for the American Cancer Society for several years. And then when an opportunity came up at Angelina College, I knew that it was a calling that I needed to come back. So if I could be that person that potentially helps someone find their dream of helping others and things like that, that's what I wanted to do. And like I've said before, I think this is such a fulfilling job.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's different every day, but even just talking to the students and helping the students, that's what makes it so great.
All right.
It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
This is true.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for, like I said, I was kind of kidding around with y'all, but I have been on Gerardo for a while. Hey, man, I want you to come on the podcast. Okay, well, as soon as we get through this, as soon as we get through that, well, I'm going to be out this week. Well, now, this is going on. So I'm finally glad that we were able to finally do this, and looking forward to another year with you guys.
Yes. Thank you for the invite, and thank you for having us.
Thank y'all. Okay, again, Gerardo Valladares, Manager of Student Life here at Angelina College, as well as Daisy Brumley, the Director of Student Affairs, talking about all things regarding their work and their responsibilities here at Angelina College. If you'd like more information, or if you have questions, or if you feel like you need the services of the Family Crisis Center, we do have our toll-free number. That's 1-800-828-7233. Also, I encourage you to subscribe to Conversations and Connections. You can do that via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much any other podcast service of your choice. Also, if you would like to make a donation to the Family Crisis Center, go to our website, FamilyCrisisCenterofEastTexas.com. There at the bottom left, you'll see a donate button. Click on that if you'd like to make a monetary donation to help survivors of relationship violence. As always, be the voice. If not for you, for someone else.